Have you ever felt like everyone else is moving on while you're stuck in place? This is Clara's story. After decades of tradition at her beloved coffee shop, she finds herself alone as life changes around her. Watch how Clara transforms feelings of loneliness into a new beginning, proving that even when left behind, we can find purpose and connection in unexpected places. Clara had been a fixture at the daily grind every Tuesday for 30 years. The small coffee shop in the heart of her neighbourhood was more than a place to drink coffee. It was where she gathered with friends who felt like family. The worn armchairs, the faded photographs on the walls, and the familiar clink of porcelain cups were threads in the fabric of her life. But today, as Clara pushed open the door, the familiar warmth felt different. The old armchairs had been replaced by hard metal stools, and the once familiar baristas didn't know her name. She settled onto a stool near the corner, a place she had claimed for years. But the corner felt sparse, and the absence of her friends was sharp. One had moved away to care for her grandchildren, another had passed quietly some months ago, and the last was too frail now to leave her home. The coffee shop, once full of laughter and chatter, had become a silent echo for Clara's memories. A cold weight of anxiety settled in her chest, the fear that she had been left behind, forgotten, as life moved forward without her. She almost stood to leave, the urge to retreat to the safety of her home, knee-deep in sorrow tempting her. Leaving the cafe now felt like admitting she no longer belonged to the world she had once known. But something held her back. Across the room, a young woman struggled to calm a fussy baby. The baby's cries drew impatient glances from others in the shop, voices muttering under their breath. Clara's heart ached with recognition. She remembered those frantic days of motherhood, the exhaustion, the worry, the helplessness. Instead of shrinking into her own grief, Clara found herself leaning toward the young mother. "My son used to love it when I hummed this tune," she said softly. She began to hum a simple lullaby, an old melody from her childhood that had comforted generations before. The baby's cries softened, hiccups replacing sobs. The young mother looked at Clara, eyes shining with grateful exhaustion. "Thank you," she whispered. In that small moment, Clara realized something profound. She had spent so long mourning the end of her role in the story. She had known that. She hadn't noticed a new story was beginning, one where she could belong again. The coffee shop was different, her old friends were gone, but she was still part of life's ongoing story. Her experience, her kindness, her presence still held value. The grief remained, but it no longer consumed her. Instead, it was a quiet memory, a part of who she was, yet no longer the whole. As Clara sipped her coffee, she understood that while she might be the last regular of the old group, she was never truly alone. Life moved forward, with or without her, and now she could move forward too. The following Tuesday, Clara returned to the daily grind, not with trepidation, but with curiosity. She noticed new faces among the regulars, students hunched over laptops and young families enjoying brunch. She ordered her usual coffee and settled into a new armchair, one that was surprisingly comfortable. As she sipped her coffee, she struck up a conversation with a young woman sitting nearby. The young woman was a writer struggling with her latest novel. Clara, with her decades of life experience, offered insights and encouragement. That day, the daily grind wasn't just a coffee shop for Clara. It was a place where she could share her life and wisdom with someone new. As weeks turned into months, Clara became a mentor to several young people in the community, offering advice, support, and a listening ear. The coffee shop became a hub of intergenerational exchange, where wisdom and experience were valued and celebrated. Clara realized that being the last regular wasn't about clinging to the past, but about embracing the future with an open heart. She learned to appreciate the new flavors of coffee, the updated decor, and the fresh perspectives of the younger generation. The daily grind was no longer just a place of memories, but a place of new beginnings, connections, and endless possibilities. Clara realized that life was a continuous story, with each chapter bringing new characters, new settings, and new adventures. And as the last regular, she was ready to write her next chapter, filled with hope, connection, and a renewed sense of purpose. So, every Tuesday, Clara walked into the daily grind, not as a relic of the past, but as a beacon of wisdom and connection, ready to inspire and uplift those around her. And in the heart of the daily grind, Clara found not only a new brew, but a new life, rich with purpose, meaning, and endless love. The end.